Hello, everyone. Welcome back. House of Dreams. Have battled tech goblins. Hopefully, it will not bother us this stream. And once again, just like I just said, welcome to the House of Dreams. Fantastical worlds, mythic beasts, and wondrous tales. Set your imagination free. We are a TTRPG actual play creative collective led by queer, BIPOC, and marginalized folks. I'm Okami, and I will be your guide. Today, we present Chapter 3 of A Season's Oath, a Wanderhome actual play series of hope, exploration, and deep magic. A West Marches, hexcrawl, and OSR inspired folklore punk journey with a rotating cast of travelers who weave in and out of the road. All of them are seeking to understand a magic bestowed upon them by the venerable, forgotten gods of flame, form, dark, and wind. A journey that will take them to many forgotten, sacred places all over Haeth. The series will showcase the full Wanderhome rules by Possum Creek Games, including seasons, holidays, guest playbooks and natures, and J Dragon's Patreon homebrew magic rules. For this third chapter, we are raising funds for Project Hope for LA wildfire relief. Donate to the cause. You will see the Tiltify link in the chat, or you can use the QR code in the overlay. Please donate if you can. We also have some fun incentives to add color and wonder to our journey. Donate $5 to gift a token to the group, which they may use immediately or save. For $15, we can introduce a new kith. A kith named yet not yet met by the travelers on their current journey is introduced into the scene, such as from the backstory of one of the travelers or from the current place they're exploring. If all named kith have been met, then the group will look at the common animal folk of the place they're visiting and create a new kith to meet and interact with. For $25, you can either bestow the group with a relic or a magic trait. A relic is a special kith that is an inanimate object that confers the traveler who carries it with a supernatural trait, as if they were a kith. Each relic also has a unique bit of Haeth lore that comes with it. A roll on a special chart to determine what relic is found on the journey. And I have a frosty D12 hidden in the back there that I will dash over and grab when that happens. Now, magic traits. Donate 25 and have one of our travelers gain the first level of a new path of magic, deepening their connection to the venerable and forgotten gods. We have a donation goal of $50, and for every $50 that is raised, we will awaken a folklore. The folklore of the current nature being directly interacted with will be immediately brought into the current scene, or if we're in a moment that is crucial or sensitive, in the scene immediately after. Now, let's introduce our cast of travelers. We'll start off with our bridge traveler from the previous chapter, Forta-Ver.
Hello. Hi, I'm Forta. I also go by Lex. You can find me on the internet at LexArts. I will be playing Samael. I cannot believe I blanked on the poor boy's name. The exile / dancer Mongoose. He's doing his best. He's a little bit anxious, but he's here. Yeah.
Here. Okay. Who would you like to popcorn it over to, Lex?
I'm gonna popcorn over to Diamond, actually.
Hi, I'm Amanda's Diamond, but since we're friends now, you can call me Diamond. I use they, she pronouns, and I'll be playing Kovala, who uses any, all pronouns and is the Moth-Tamer. And I'm going to send it over to Vixie.
Blindsided. Anyway, thanks, Diamond. Hi, everyone. My name is Vixie Belle, and I'm your friendly neighborhood player here at House of Dreams. Thank you for having me. And I will be playing Suriya, a golden mongoose, who, in opposition to her cousin over there, Samael, is bright, cheery, and very curious about the world around her, as well as the people around her, and is always ready to share a song and a dance because she is a dancer. Yeah, and I'm gonna popcorn it to the person who's playing my current bestie, Janie.
Hi, I'm Janie. I am playing Azalea, a Swan Witch. Um, she, they pronouns, and I'm just going to say Azalea has the same pronouns because I can't remember at the moment. And I'm going to popcorn it to Hector.
Yes. So I'm Hector, aka Okami, everywhere else on the internet, and I will be your guide. So going into this, we're going to do things a little bit differently rather than our 4 questions. We will get to the 4 questions, but I want to do something important. The tech goblins interrupted us the last time, and we were left on a little bit of a cliffhanger, and I wanted to ask Suriya and Azalea, sitting by the campfire, you've reunited with your companions. Samael and Kovala are both resting. You can hear their breath, kind of not a snore, but that kind of calm sound where someone is sleeping. All of the moths, are still awake. Kind of all of Kovala's moths, while Kovala is, curled up and asleep, the moths are kind of dancing around the fire, enjoying the light. And while the two of you are sitting observing the fire, what do you talk about? Tell us how your journey at the Four Quarters Collegium ended, but through a conversation between the two of you.
Build on the visual. I like to imagine that as Kovala is sleeping, the moths are moving up and down with Kovala's breathing. Just that's how we know. But anyway, I think Suriya is the most curious about the gentleman caller that that she was introduced to. My God, why is today the name that the day that I blanked on
Excuse me.
Azalea's name? Like I forgot everybody's name from it. I was like, what are names? What do they mean?
What are their
Anyway,
names? Yeah,
everyone's
no.
just a symbol now. So I think she looks at Azalea and she like kind of taps her fingers in that awkward, like, I'm gonna ask and hope it's not that rude kind of way. So how'd things go with your friend?
My friend? Oh, um, they went pretty well. Just had to do some catching up.
Oh,
And I stayed for a little while. I think, I think I needed that little bit of a break.
are you gonna stay in touch?
Yeah, yes, we will stay in touch.
I mean, I'm just curious because it seemed like, I don't know, you were very friendly in the way that most people are friendly that are more than friends.
There is a moment as you flash back looking into the fire. You're back in that room with you and Kamal. You're looking into in one another's eyes after reuniting. Looks at you and he says, Azalea, may I kiss you?
Yes.
And he leans in, and it is a sweet, all encompassing, lingering kiss. I have to stay here for some time, but I hope that we will join together on the road.
We will, and I can stay for a little while, but I do need to continue this journey.
And there is a little montage of Suriya and Mortimer and Aaron and you and Kamal all enjoying the feast of the day of Reflections Day. And it's just such and this is the time where your curiosity is stoked, Suriya, where you see the two of them sitting next to each other. You didn't see the kiss, but
Mhm.
you did, you do see them being like really cute with each other. And there was a moment where you were on the road alone because Azalea chose to stay behind, there's and then eventually you uh run into your cousin and to Kovala. And once again, Azalea, you blink, look over at Suriya, and Suriya, you can sense that Azalea is lost in thought. You ask her what she's thinking?
Yes. I am curious as to what where Azalea's thoughts are going.
I was just thinking back to the past um, after you left, after we separated. I had a really nice time. But I think after we're done, after I'm done with this journey, I'm gonna go back.
Oh, so you're gonna stay at are you going to stay at the school
Yeah,
with Kamal? So exciting.
I'm gonna continue my studies. You should come. You should study. Come to
Oh,
this.
maybe for a little while, but I don't think I'd be able to stay there forever. I'm not that great at staying in one place for a really long time. I really kind of haven't found a place that I want to do
Well,
that.
nothing's forever, but you could come stay and learn a few things before you take your journey again.
I think if you're there and everyone is there, it'll be a good time. So yes.
The fire crackles and dances, and the two of you just enjoy this moment together, reunited as friends. With that, I'm going to go to our 4 questions, which we're all going to answer together. So, question: what sort of place did we just travel from? In between the Four Quarters Collegium and where you're going now, in this month, did the
Feel
4 of you go?
maybe a
Lots of
grand
leaves.
bazaar. Oh, what do we say?
Lots of leaves, but a grand bazaar is fun too. Leaves in a
Ooh,
bazaar.
Yes, a
yes.
leafy
Like,
bazaar.
yes. What if it's like a grand bazaar, but like in the midst of surrounded by in the middle of a forest, and maybe the booths are actually like giant leaves, like the roofs are giant leaves because the trees here, like maybe this used to be the land of giants.
But why would we
Oh,
ever leave it? Sorry.
what do you
Sorry.
got, Kovala? What do you got?
I don't have anything for that one.
Oh, okay. No,
I
I
like
thought
everything so far.
okay. So like I think the leaves are like the roofs of the booths. And like the booths were all like in midst of these giant trees. Maybe this is Kovala probably had a few letters to deliver to some of the merchants here. Um Azalea, perhaps you were able to pick up some herbs from the market. This might be, maybe like a little herb trade place. Uh, do we feel like the journey has been long? Has it felt long?
For Samael, no. It was honestly a little too short.
Too short? Okay. And is there somewhere we hope to go? Feeling open? Feeling open to the road?
Yeah.
I think open to wherever the road
I
takes
like that.
us.
I like that.
I think it would be
And-
fun to follow one of the moths somewhere.
Yeah.
oh, you want to go where them?
Moth
Okay.
ticket.
All right.
Just follow a moth.
Follow a moth. Okay. And finally, but silently in our heads, where's my home? with that, we continue our journey. Kovala, which
Hmm?
moth is the group following?
Hmm.
Is it a new moth or is it one of the ones we've already named?
60 evens or odds?
Odds.
Okay. I think we're gonna go with a new one.
Mhm.
Oh,
Nice.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So a moth that has not yet been named uh has been leading you. And I'm gonna leave it up to my travelers. My travelers, do you want to know the month and the season? Or do you want to know the place first? Which would you prefer?
Season.
Season?
Yeah.
All right. So we will go with the season. It is the season of silt. Silt is Heist's equivalent to what we would call autumn. Harvest season, the days are getting shorter and dark. The days are getting colder. Right now in the season of Firetop. Firetop is the center of silt, when the trees are so bright and red that you'd be forgiven for assuming that the forest itself was on fire. The aesthetics of this place that you're going to as you're traveling along the road are crisp evening air, hearty food, and long dark shadows. The signs of the month you see along the road as you're heading to this place are lonesome winds, musicians practicing, mulled cider, and plumes of smoke. Eventually, the giant's forest, where the Grand Bazaar was, gives way to vast fields of jasmine. As you enter Jasmine's Respite, along the road winding through the warm western region of Haeth are vast fields of evergreen jasmine that grows along either side of the western road. It is said to be haunted by the ghosts of parted lovers who promised forever to one another during the height of war, both long past and painfully recent. Thus, the region earns its namesake of a place of jasmine blooms and final respite. At a crossroads, where two directions lead deeper into Haeth and the other two into the lands of Indra, is a lovely rest stop, eatery by the same name. It has been owned and operated by a family of raucous red pandas for as long as anyone can remember. It is decorated with ornate jasmine garlands and beautiful calligraphied paper wards against ghosts. The Jasmine's Respite offers the best cup of chai in all of Haeth to any travelers along the road. The natures of this place are it is a dahaba, a rest stop for weary travelers, merchants, and caravans looking for a hot drink and a quick meal. No more, no less. This place is a road. It is a place that exists for traveling through. It is also a field. It is a place to lie back, feel the breeze in your fur, and look up at the sky. The aesthetics of this place are a raucous family, a spicy meal, piping hot, a friendly caravan, Karens along the path. I'm not talking about demanding white women. I am talking about mounds of rocks. Um, rustling grass, and a solitary tree. The moves for this place, which you are all invited to also share with myself, the guide for building our experience here, are this place may always describe the energy of the roads, spread nasty rumors from place to place, ask, want something else to drink or eat? Give them a token if they try something they've never had before. Describe something passing by. Keep someone from getting where they're trying to go. Push someone forward and give them a token. Describe a gentle place to rest. Show someone looking for something lost. Ask, can we look at the clouds together? Give them a token if they say yes. The folklore of this place. The dosa eating contest of the 33 thieves and the 99 knights. The pact of the crossroads shrine. The barrow ghost. Common animal folk. Field mice. Mongoose. Red panda. Foxes. And yes, I do know that red pandas are a type of fox, but I'm talking about North American foxes. Moles. Ferrets. And ravens. The small and forgotten gods of this place are wisps of jasmine, flower petal sprites, and paper ghost wards. So, we're along the road, and as you're approaching the Dahapa, you see a tree that looks like it is on fire. Off in the distance, amidst the fields of jasmine flowers. And when I say evergreen, I mean evergreen. These jasmines bloom and thrive even in the midst of firetop and even during the coldest chill. What does a tree look like in deep Suriya?
It's the tree really does look like it's on fire with its like the leaves look like large maple leaves, and are in deep hues of red, orange, and gold. That are sort of like making that rustling noise that leaves make when the wind kind of moves through them. And the tree itself it almost looks like it would be a banyan, the trunk of a banyan tree, where it's big and thick and sort of umbrellas over the area, like in a rather enormous area. Like if you were looking at how many people might fit under there, you could probably fit like a whole caravan underneath the shade of this tree. um and I think the bark it's deep as a deep dark earth tone color that contrasts heavily with the bright and brilliant coloring of its leaves.
You see this massive tree off in the distance. How does the sight of this tree make you feel, Samael? I can see there's a look of anticipation in your eyes. Is there something you want to do? Is there something you want to say?
There's that moment of and then kind of doing one of these to make sure that it's not actually producing light, like it's not literally on fire. And then once that is determined, there's like the briefest of pauses and then running through the field straight towards that tree because he is going to climb it. He is going to climb that tree.
Yep.
A moment of boldness. You can hear, maybe not hear, you can feel a voice, almost as if the tree itself were speaking to you, but it's not words. It's like emotion. it's like calling to you, almost as if the small god of the tree is excited to meet Samael. And I'm going to push you forward. Take a token.
All right.
How do the rest of you respond to this moment of boldness from your typically quiet friend?
Suriya lets out a smile and a laugh because she's known Samael for a while, but like for a very long time they grew up together. So she knows that that capacity is there. She just hasn't seen it in a while. And she gets so excited that she was in the middle of making a jasmine wreath for Kovala. And she kind of says, "Hold this," and puts it on Kovala's head, and then runs after Samael, saying, "Wait for me!" Like, and
Oh.
she's a little bit slower, so Samael definitely has like a huge lead. It's just very much that little sister chasing after like little brother kind of vibe.
I
Just
will
kidding.
say
No,
that
keep up. Go faster.
yeah, when you put the crown on Kivola's head, I'm gonna describe the energy of the road as the moths just are excited. Like the smell, like it's one thing to have the jasmine like on either side of the road. It's another to have it right nearby. And the moths are just like excited. And some of them are like at the nectar inside of the blooms, like a little bit just to like taste it, even though it's not their normal food. And and you kind of feel like well, you feel like your friends are like this was for them and not for you, even though it was really for you.
Kovala absolutely knows it was for the moths and accepts it. These moths are spoiled.
They're so spoiled. I love them.
So spoiled.
We
So
cater to the moths
spoiled.
in this house.
Yes, we
No, but
do.
I do think, like, to clarify, Suriya did actually make that for Kovala. I just don't think it ever occurred to her that the moths were also going to go insane about it too.
Don't tell the moths.
Don't tell the
No,
moths.
we're not going to tell the moths.
Yeah, the moth that you were following, and this is going to be keep someone from getting where they're trying to go. And but the way I'm going to interpret that is that the moth that you were following, which seemed pretty intent on following the smell of chai and cook fire that was emerging from the daba down the road, pivots and immediately starts flying towards the tree. So, Azalea, Kovala, what do you do?
I think Azalea was picking a few jasmine flowers, like carefully smelling them and making sure that they were appropriate for what she needs them for. And when Samael takes off, and um, I think it's after realizing that. Okay, let me step back. I think Azalea is going to go to Kovala and like, let's go. We can't leave you behind to chase after.
Nice.
I was going to say, I was
Nice.
like, we're about to go full mama duck here. The ducklings just
Yes.
went, "What?"
Yes.
Yes. Wonderful. Wonderful. As you all are running through this beautiful field of jasmine blossoms heading towards this massive tree, I would like to make space for anyone to make any moves from their playbook or from the place, or just general moves. If not, I'm happy to just move forward with the tree, but I want to carve space for everybody to see if there's anything else you'd like to do in the midst of running, because it's quite a run because the tree looked small. Oh, I've got two. I got two hands.
Okay, just in case.
Okay, who would like to go first?
Simon can go first. That's
All
totally
right,
fine.
what do we got?
I'm gonna do this place may always describe a gentle place to rest.
Hmm.
Uh, there, as we're running along, and uh, Samael and Suriya are bolting towards the tree. And as we're kind of scoping up, it's making sure from the tree doesn't try to eat. It's a little spooky. Uh, there is just a patch of these jasmine flowers that have grown in a nestling kind of nest configuration where there's a little bit sparse on the inside of it, but the outer rim of it is thick and plush, and it's has this beautiful, like, alluring scent to it. But it's the perfect size for someone to take a rest or to have a gentle moment together. And it has this calming, yet a little bit too sweet to where it turns almost like a toothache in a way, feeling that this was once something special to those ghost stories of lovers promising each other one last night watching the clouds or under the stars. But it just is always there just in case, and it's the perfect place because you have the perfect view of everything along the road if you just need to take a moment away.
Love it.
I'd also like to give you a token
thank
describing
you.
a small moment of beauty.
Hey.
Suriya.
Yes. So I would like to also exercise one of the place moves and
Okay.
describe something passing by. I think that, like, as we have this scene of the group making their way towards the tree, along the road we hear the sound of a caravan, a very
Mm-hmm.
large caravan of people that are led by colorful Vardo wagons that are draped with beautiful fabrics of all, like, of bright colors, um, making noise, but not in but the kind of noise that a caravan would make, the sounds of chatter of people, of things, and moving throughout, and things of that nature. And it's very cheerful. The sort of movement. They're clearly moving towards the town. But yeah, that's what that passes by as we are making our way up the hill to the tree, or towards the tree. I don't even know what's on a hill. Just saying.
Right. And let me think here. They're being pulled by like these massive stag beetles, like just huge, like kind of like the Wanderhome equivalent of oxen.
Yes. And I think,
Just kind of pulling
like,
them along.
even their harnesses are like really bright and like have decorated with like tassels, and you can see like they have like fabric draped over their backs as well, almost heraldically, but like very much like this show of color, and clearly meant to attract attention. Whatever
Right,
this caravan is,
absolutely.
they're not looking to hide from anyone.
Uh
If I may,
yes.
as we're running past, there's a moment where Samael does he's still full speed, but like does a couple of almost dance steps playing with the tassels and flips one of the cloth a little bit. Laugh.
I love it.
Yes.
Can I
Yeah,
do
absolutely,
something?
Azalea. What would you
Okay.
like to do?
I from the last session I gained I forgot what you call it in this game. Like
Advancement?
an advancement.
Yeah.
And what I chose was invent a new kind of magic, something unassuming, everyday, and grounded. Learn it and add it to your list.
Oh,
And
okay.
I think that as we're running through the field, I I grabbed some jasmine flowers, and I kind of learned just to enhance. I think that's the right word.
Yeah.
Memories with scents. So like these jasmine flowers, if let's say if I make a perfume or something out of it, when you smell it, you'll kind of remember this feeling, this kind of freedom of running through the fields and the joyfulness
Mm,
of going towards something fun. It's, we don't have to run towards this, but this is a beautiful tree. There's these wonderful scents. We're just friends just spending time together. So it would kind of invoke that emotion in you. And the magic is just my scented herbs and things that I have. I can make those enhance the memories of an event or the emotion.
That's
May I as guide kind of build on that?
Yes.
So you pull it out and you kind of focus on the memory, and the flowers start to glow. And as that happens, the flowers almost start to percolate, and then they become light. And then that light becomes an orb that's floating in your hand, and one of your little bottles that you keep, on your waist belt, whoop, opens up on itself, and then the light dims, and it's like a bulb of like water, but it's not water. It's what do you want? Do you want a perfume? Do you want an oil?
I think it's an oil, like kind of like a drop of light. Is that how you could describe it?
Yeah, so it's like a little orb of light, like a little will-o-wisp, like the flower like compressed, like the flowers turned into light, and then the light compressed into like a little floating orb right above your hand. And now the light is dimming, but it's turning into this like reflective liquid. And and then it just sort of like dances in the air and goes into the bottle until there's nothing left, and whoop, it shuts on itself. You've never done that before. Just happened. Something about these flowers, something about this tree. There is great and powerful magic here.
Hey, guide. May I spend a
Yes,
token
absolutely.
to tell the table something important about the place we're in?
Yes.
And I think this is about as Samael is reaching the tree proper.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think
Mhm.
the tree itself, having, being in such a central location in these fields, I think
Also
it may be,
solitary. There's no
yeah,
other trees around. It's
no.
just jasmine fields.
I think hanging from this tree and possibly like maybe pasted to its bark and maybe even also like tied in little weird ribbons are many of these various tags in multiple colors. And it's just kind of a focus of a sort for this welcoming energy, this, come here, it's nice place, safe place to rest. It's just safe. And like these all the way up the tree into its upper branches even, there are some of these sorts of in different styles, like from Indra, from Haeth, from, maybe even older places, just different styles of tag.
I would like to build on this and also spend a token.
Yes, absolutely.
So uh, for this, I would like to spend a token to listen to the shared wisdom of the small and forgotten gods and ask the table what they tell you. So the way that I would like to flavor this, because the table's going to tell me what they say, um, is that as Suriya approaches this tree and you see all these tags, did you say what was on the tags, or are they just so?
It said there's different markings on them. I assume they're, various shapes and patterns or word symbols for like wards, maybe.
The reason I'm asking is because I would like to link this to the ghosts of lovers past.
Yes.
And pitch.
Yes.
I would like to pitch to make this like a tree where maybe they hung their wishes to be together, that promise of forever that we talked about. And
Yes.
as we walk into this tree, because she has her little fire god and she is so like intuitively connected to the energy, to like the magical energy of that, she starts hearing the whispers of all of these promises, and maybe the god that's in the tree begins to speak. But what is
What?
what she hears is going to be is up to the table. I don't
Yeah,
get to make
yeah.
that decision.
So what
So,
I would like each one of you to describe a single whisper that is heard, whether that's from the god of the tree, whether that's from the ghosts that continue to haunt this place, whether that's from the echo of ghosts that have moved on. Because sometimes ghosts move on, but the emotions, what happened to them, are so powerful, it could leave behind a faint echo in the world so that people will always remember. I would like to see that to each one of you. Samael, what do the gods tell your cousin?
This one's the echo of a ghost, or maybe a pair of ghosts. It's a song. It's not a language that you understand, but the intent is very clear. It's the joy of reuniting with your love after waiting for so long.
So you would say the wisdom that the gods are sharing. There is joy in reunion.
And sometimes all it takes is to wait.
yay. Love that.
Kovala, what do the whispers share with Suriya?
It's the distant sound of crying, brushing through branches that encircles you, and it has this shiver of love had, but love turned away. And it kind of gives this feeling of maybe there was somebody who stayed here, who did wait, but then the one they were waiting for chose someone else. So they were just left to wait. And then that feeling of the crying, the wind like brushes the underside of your eyes. It's almost like the wisdom of the god in this tree is saying, it's like, the tears will happen. Just wipe them away. Remember, there will always be more, but there will always be less.
Azalea, what do the spirits, what do the whispers say to Suriya? What wisdom do they share in this moment?
I think it is it's a faint scent of candles and something fruity and kind of deep, like a drink, um, like a wine or something, and the the peace that you feel when you're sharing a meal with someone that you love.
You say the wisdom is that there is peace
Yes, that
sharing a meal with someone you love.
there's peace in sharing those a meal and those small moments.
Love that. And this all comes to you, Suriya, as you are all under the tree. Did you touch the tree? Or were you just kind of listening to the rustling of the leaves?
I think Suriya was running towards the tree, and the moment that they got under the big shade, she sort of slowed down. And as she slowed down, that's when she started hearing these whispers. And she like looked up and saw these little talismans and things. Like,
What do you yeah, what do you
yeah,
say? How do you respond? Um,
think that she looks up, like she looks up in wonder at like the vast, like how vast this tree actually is. And then when the whispers begin to start and she begins to like hear all of these things, her mouth kind of like falls open into an O. Um, as she listens to the wisdom of the small gods. For a moment, Samael is forgotten as she is like listening to what happened. And then once they kind of pause or there's like a lull, she sort of shakes her head and blinks a couple of times and then starts looking for her friends. Because she was like, oh no, I tuned out. Where'd everybody go?
Uh, Fortunately, when you look around, unlike the previous journeys you've been on, they're all there. You're
Oh,
all together. And as you're together, Kovala,
Mhm.
what do you think of this place? What does this place uh, invoke?
I think it's kind of a liminal space in a good way. It's a little comforting to just travel, just walk, to not have to really do anything. Just being on the way to somewhere, but not anywhere specific. It's kind of the little joy that Kovala gets with their job that they do is that they can sometimes just follow the moths. They can just decide it's like, this is going somewhere. I'm going there too. And it's kind of like letting that guide them and not having to make any kind of choice really with it or not having to make a decision of one place over the other. It's just kind of letting things happen and finding places like this are what Kovala enjoys the most about places like this is that they didn't expect to see a giant tree that looked like it was burning with talisman in its branches. They didn't expect to see like a cozy little place to lay in the grass. They didn't expect to see like this many flowers that the moths are going crazy for. But that's the fun of it. That's the fun of traveling, is that you don't expect to see anything. It just happens. So Kovala's just watching Suriya and Samael kind of do their own little mongoose things. Um, and is just kind of every now and again plucking like a new flower and just sticking it in their mane and just keeps doing that. Maybe he just eats one out of curiosity.
What's this taste like?
Let the
Uh,
intrusive thoughts win.
yes. Go ahead and take a token for describing a small moment of beauty with the putting the flowers in and kind of describing what all this place is like. Uh, Azalea, is there anything that you would like to do? Any kind of moves or moments when you arrive under the tree? Or something you would like to say before Samael starts climbing?
Um, I think I'm going to just stop you, Samael, and give you I'm going to give you that little bottled memory thing. Because I know if I don't, we know we don't talk a lot, but you seem like you've had a hard time. So I want you to have this so that you can just, if you need it.
if I may, I think part of the reason they don't talk a lot, him and Azalea, is more so that he doesn't feel the need to try and explain things. Like Azalea seems very intuitive in a lot of ways, and he just feels like Azalea gets it. Whether that's true or not is, remains to be seen, but that is how he feels about it. So they just spend a lot of time in your presence just being. And there's that surprise moment of, because he'd been kind of fiddling around with his belt, and then all of a sudden it's, you're stopping him, but it's like, am I in trouble? Oh no. And then it's, oh, a present. Oh, a present. I guess I get to
Azalea,
put that on my belt.
take a token for doing something kind without getting anything in return. Uh, and you can feel magic just humming. This isn't just like a trinket. This is something special. It's something magical. And click it onto your belt. You look up and begin climb higher, higher, surrounded by red and gold and orange. And this tree, it's like it said before, it's like a banyan tree. It's massive, and the bark is thick and easy to get your paws onto and dig into. You can, like, as you I'm going to describe something passing by. And what's passing by as you climb this tree are just leaves kind of gently falling around you. You're moving so quickly enough that you could see marks of others, other kith, such as yourself, also having climbed this tree. You could see some of the branches, the lower branches, kind of hanging down that have these little uh, perfect nooks and crannies that are great for people to kind of sit or roost or rest. Uh, but it's all like wild. It's not as if this tree has been sculpted. It
Yeah.
just is. This is a place meant to be climbed, a place for play. And you also see, kind of interrupting the fire, are the bold pastel pinks and blues and purples and tan of all these little hanging paper prayers and promises and words, maybe, uh, as you get higher and higher into the tree.
I would like, if I may, I would like to dance a dance with time itself to teach an ancient story. And I'm going to start said dance about halfway up the tree when the branches are still very firm. And end that branch as high up into the branches as end that dance, goodness, as high up into the branches as Samael can reach without them breaking under his weight. So it's a very dangerous thing he's doing, but it's also incredibly sure-footed as each of these higher branches bends and sways with him. I think
So,
while he's up there, if I
yeah.
if I may, he's doing his thing as he generally dances these sorts of things, block his visible sense, to help attune whatever it is he's doing. And in doing that, collect one of these tags, one of these tassels, talisman things that's old, a bit faint, a bit faded, but similar to one that's lower down in the tree. And so, yeah, he's going to take the story of this particular tag and reunite it with another tag further down that perhaps it was a case of they drifted apart, these two lovers. The promise was made when the tree was younger and then they didn't reunite. Maybe they did reunite, but they couldn't make that climb up that tree, and they put a new promise down below. It's not entirely clear, but reuniting those tags is the final step of this dance.
Give you a token for giving an offering, small and forgotten gods. And I will say, in the midst of your dance, a vision of apparitions is painted within the canopy of the trees that all of you can see. And I will describe that vision when we return from break.
Yay!
See you all in in about 15 minutes.
Jazz hands.
Jazz hands, we have returned. So we are underneath this massive solitary tree at the Jasmines Respite. Up in the tree, as Samael is wearing his mask, hopping from branch to branch, going all the way to the top, retrieving an ancient promise, and dancing back down, and uniting it once again. Another promise. Apparitions begin to appear, telling a story. Story of two lovers separated by the last empress's beautiful war with the lightning dancer. Arcs of lightning, clashing armies, literal dance battles, but not dances of unity, but dances unfortunately laced with discord, strife, still beautiful and fearsome. These lovers, you can see them both coming to the street. Mongoose. Mongoose that look familiar, but not familiar. Perhaps your ancestors? Perhaps this is merely your heart and your empathy. Samael and Suriya echoing across time, finding a story that means something to two. Story older than Indra, older than Haeth. Empires are vast. Maybe this place was named something else. The end of the dance. Apparition of these two mongoose lovers are brought together. Once again, a promise made so long ago.
I unmute first, and then can I add on something to that a little bit?
Yes. Is there
So,
anything anyone wants to add on? That is what I have painted before you.
in reuniting them, on the one hand, in the physical sphere, that tag was, tied around another tag. But in the ghost sphere, that tag was tied around two embraced, clasped hands. So, one of those little, hey, you've been bonded in marriage, go forth. Live your end of your extra after.
Afterlife together.
Yeah.
Can I say that in that like vision, the leaves fall and they just look kind of dreamy with the red and gold and the shades of red and gold, and it just kind of falls in like this dreamy kind of backdrop with light
Ab-
illuminating.
Absolutely. I would like Samael to take a token for taking a moment. Actually, I want both of you to take tokens for basking in the grandeur of the world and describing it to the Kovala, Suriya. Is there anything else that you would like to add or do during this beautiful ritual dance?
That Suriya would like to do. she can always do. And she will ask Azalea and Kovala if they would like to dance with her.
Yes.
She holds out her hands to each one of them, if they would like to dance.
Kovala is, because I can always do this, Kovala is currently busy writing something and is entranced by it.
So I think then that Suriya would just be dancing with Azalea, because
Yes.
Kovala's absorbed in.
Yes. Yes. And it is. I am going to. I'm going to push someone forward. And you hear perhaps the voice of the tree. Perhaps it's one of the flower sprites. Whisper to you, Suriya, and say, "Don't worry. Dance with your friend. They are looking at something special. It will be worth it." You,
Am I understanding this is in reference to Kovala, or?
yes, yes, yes.
I think that with that sort of whisper in her mind, and especially because I think the reason that she is decided to dance is 'cause she can hear the rhythm of Samael dancing above her on the branches, which that's what she is dancing to, is that sort of music that's created by Samael's rhythmic steps. And she takes Azalea and leads her in this sort of like, it's like a ring dance, and kind of leads her and guides her towards Kovala, and then sort of gently sweeps Kovala into the dance, writing and all.
I'm going to use one of the safety tools that we have, and that I have something planned for Kovala. That's why Kovala is not dancing right now.
Oh, okay, cool. No worries.
So I don't want Kovala in the dance because I need Kovala to focus on something.
And we dance around you.
It's fine. As long as Kovala can finish what they're working on, then yes.
Okay, cool. No worries. So Kovala's kind of sitting there, and then the two of you are like around Kovala as the leaves that were described earlier are falling around you. What does this dance look like, Suriya?
The way that I'd like to dance is that we're not actually like dancing around Kovala like in a circle and being distracting. It's more there's a type of dance where it's like a line dance where you all hold hands and you're sort of dancing around in like a line. That's
Mm.
the kind of dance that Suriya is dancing. So sort of go around Kovala and are sort of weaving in and out of the leaves and around the tree.
Oh, okay. So Kovala is kind of stationary, looking over the paper, and while you're are in a line going around the tree itself, while the leaves are all falling around you, and you can hear the music um, rhythmically from the bouncing, and uh, you can. There's a moment of curiosity where you're wondering, but then you kind of get lost in the dance. Like once you get like around the tree, and Kovala's no longer in sight, you just sort of like the apparitions just become more bold and more colorful, and you're going around and around, and when you get to the tree is so big that by the time you get to the other side, dance has reached, or at least
Like,
the dance for Samael has reached its end. Is there anything you want to do while you're dancing around the massive tree?
so something that I would like to add is while Azalea and Suriya are dancing, I feel like the other thing that begins to happen, because this is a line dance meant for more than just is that maybe they are joined by some of the apparitions that live in this tree to perform,
Absolutely.
like a line dance.
Yeah, some of the apparitions like literally like float down and start locking hands with you and dancing with you
Something
in this line dance.
something that happens with this dance specifically is Suriya begins to dance the steps to a dance she knows quite well. A dance that she dances with the deepest dark to bridge the gates of life and death.
Oh.
Um,
So the apparitions suddenly cease being apparition. They become more solid, more bold, more real. And there's a moment where you start hearing their voices more clearly, more distinctly, and you feel a connection to your ancestors. Azalea, you feel a connection to the many lightning dancers that are no longer in this world. Ones that fought in the beautiful war with the last empress. Do either of you have any questions or insight in your heart that you want to ask people? Loved and lost in this beautiful war from long ago.
Sorry, I'm thinking too.
Powerful move. That dance is super powerful, and this is what it has gifted you with. A chance for something more than just an apparition to insight.
Not about need. Maybe it's just want.
want insight into.
Yeah, what do you want? What do you want to know?
There is a lightning dancer that I've been looking for.
Yeah.
Any
Okay.
kind of insight into that?
As you're dancing here in the beats between the music, which is now like now you can hear it. Now you can hear music coming from that. Like before it was just the bouncing, right? But now there's rhythm and music and song that are truly telling the story. And you hear our descendant, the one known simply as, I'm pulling up the name. Important to get names correct. Radiant Spark. Flies above Haeth, even now. Storm will come, and one more season. Perhaps then our paths again may cross. Is not in the other side with us. We have glimpsed him in the land of dreams, where all living and dead are one. We'll see him again. It has been foretold. And yeah, a little
Think
more time to think about it.
Well, no, I think Suriya, I've come up with something. I think Suriya wants to know if these spirits are at peace. Because she's mentioned this before when she dances this dance. It bridges these gates, but in an effort to light their afterlife. to like their next, wherever they're going next, whatever that looks for them.
There is a darkness here. We who are in the tree, we take respite here. Feel peace, will be at peace. But not all in these fields are at peace. Some still rove, waiting for those they promised to. They may never know peace. They do know love. And for some, that is enough. Dangerous. Proceed. Caution. Know the blessings. Solitary tree of promises are with you.
I think that when they say they are not at peace, but they do know love, Suriya happens to look up and spies Samael, like finishing the dance, maybe, like
Yeah,
thing.
absolutely.
Say that, but she hears the whole message and gives, and looks up to Samael, breaks the hold she has on the current with the spirit that she has inside of her, not with Azalea. She's still holding on to. Lifts her hand to Samael and says, "Would you like to dance with me?" You're muted.
Looking at this glowing thing out of the corner of my eye, going, "Oh, I'm muted." And then anyway, he has that moment of, having just finished that, still got, the mask like this, and just kind of lets himself hanging from his legs just over the back of this branch. So you're just being looked at by this upside down, and then slides from, using legs to using tail to just letting himself fall out of the tree to land, acrobatically as one does. He's not that high up in the tree.
Yeah, no,
He
no,
wouldn't
no,
have done
no.
this from. He wouldn't have done
no.
this from way high up.
Dramatic
Yeah.
anime free fall, like
Yeah, nah. None of that. But just coming down from the tree. But on the one hand,
Didn't mean to
I'm
interrupt
gonna actually
the
flip a
opera.
coin. I'm gonna flip a coin.
snap.
You
If
flip
I
a
can
coin?
find a
Oh,
coin.
yes. Extra mechanics.
If I can find a coin. Goodness. You know what? Someone number between 1 and 2.
2.
All right. So he comes down from the tree, and there's a moment where he's, doing his. Usually, when he's dancing these specific kinds of dance, he wears his mask, and I think he takes off his mask and ties it to his belt. And Suriya, for a moment, you're about to be like, oh, because that usually means he's done dancing and he
Yeah.
doesn't plan to continue. But instead of stopping, he kind of slides in and paw on top of yours with a look of incredible, focus, because almost as if he's trying to remember the steps of this one.
I will say that the apparitions vanish, the music stops, but one of the things that we talked about in the season is we mentioned musicians practicing, and off deeper in the field, a group of musicians, maybe about 2 or 3 of them. One of them has a lute. Actually, no, one of them has a mandolin, like a nice mandolin. Another one has a sitar, and another one has a hand drum. And Kovala, that place you described, that comfortable place, these musicians have kind of taken residence there, like they're like sitting there comfortably with their instruments, and they just start playing and practicing and rehearsing, and you have music for another rotation around the tree. And as three of you are enjoying another rotation around the tree, you can, as the dance is extended, you can all hear joy, applause, excitement as you maintain the connection, the world of beyond. But I would like the camera to move over to Kovala. Your moths are looking over your shoulder. What are they seeing? What are you writing?
Kovala has been mapping out every single delivery that has been made that they have been present for that involves love, heartbreak, reuniting, and anything to deal with kind of the whole vibe of what's going on here. Kovala is vaguely observant, but is also like, that's why the focus is split, is because Kovala is splitting their attention between kind of catching on to what's going on and is then just noting everything down. And it is this map of sorts of every single love lost, found, reunited, regained, renewed, or newly discovered, and is writing about every little smile that has been given because someone got something from someone they hold dear, even if it's familial love, like a mother getting a package from a child that moved away to go off on an adventure. And it's heavily detailed. It's like 3 or 4 pages front and back in very small print. And then as soon as that's done, it's then folding each of those pages into little moth papers.
Oh,
And then Kovala lures back the new moth, and gives the new moth just this little satchel of fabric with these little moth papers in them, and plucks a flower and offers it. Says, "Your name is Steadfast, but I'm gonna call you Teddy because you're gonna give someone comfort. I'm gonna show you where this is supposed to go. Did you see where?" And then the finger dances around for a second and points to Samael. "Did you see where that friend went? Do you see how high they went?
nods
You need to go.
enthusiastically.
You need to go higher. You need to go to the very, very tippy top. And then you leave this for them. But you leave it so that when they're ready, the little moths can be sent off by the tree where they need to go." And I'm going to spend a token to ease someone's pain, if only for a moment. But I am specifically targeting the forgotten or small god, because I'm also leaving them an offering and a promise.
Oh.
And while the other 3 are making their round around the tree, Kovala like walks up to the tree with another little secret paper. But this one is specifically every time Kovala has felt love, every time Kovala has missed somebody, but then remembered it's like, it's okay to miss people. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel all the emotions around love, part of love. And so, and they go up to the tree, up to the They say, I have a letter for you. And Teddy has another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. But this one is for you. This one's personal. I'm going to be okay. But I won't forget you, and you won't forget me. If you're a tree, trees blow in the wind. You now have moths of your own. You are now a tree moth tamer. And you can use that however you'd like. You're my coworker now. If you want to be.
There's a little nook where you can see some people have left seeds, little tokens, almost like a shrine, where it has just the right amount of space to leave the little moth offering. Um, and as Teddy delivers the rest of the little letters top of the tree, and the three of you wrap up your line dance, the tree breathes in and out the way trees do. A trick of the wind, it actually breathes. Doesn't matter. As soon as it exhales, all of the burden, sadness of the unfulfilled promises that it has been carrying for centuries. For this moment, witness another moment of ordinary magic as the little paper moths, as you all see little paper moths fly top of the tree and fly away on the wind. Small god of the solitary tree of promises breathes life paper moths and sends the messages out, sharing this moment, dare I say, peace. Except for the one for Kovala. For them, that one will hold their heart.
I'm going to spend one more token to allow someone to connect with you on a personal level. Spending it on the tree. So it won't eat me.
Also, yes.
This time, not Kovala. But yes. But I'm spending it on this forgotten god because this is what Kovala does.
Tree connects with you. And it feels not in like a, not like it's flipping through a Rolodex in your mind. It's seeing you and it's seeing your openness. And you physically hear rustling in the leaves, but that is not what you actually hear. What you actually hear is kind and curious heart. Thank you, ability. Love so strongly, Allah, that I grow in this moment, that the one whose letter you clutch close to your heart, you are
the mention of the letter, I think Kovala kind of just taps it where it is in their coat. And then puts their hand on the tree trunk and taps the tree trunk. And then leans in really close to the tree and puts their forehead up against it and just drops their voice out of that falsetto they keep it in, because they're a lion and they're a big scary lion to some people, but so they have to make themselves look more like gentle, easy to get along with, easily approachable. It's okay. You're not alone anymore. You have me. You're a moth tamer now too. And then they basically forehead boop. And then they like just kind of do the thing that lions do where they nuzzle like their jaw along the side. And then they shake free like a few of the moths to like be like, hey, you're part of this conversation too. And then Kovala will, in a whisper, basically introduce all of the moths that are around them to the tree. And just kind of, if you ever need something, they know how to find me. They travel on the winds. Trees like wind, right? You don't have to be alone in this. I deliver messages all the time. Easy.
Can I describe the energy of the roads here?
Absolutely, yeah.
Because you've described the 4 crossroads. I propose there's now a 5th, as Kovala has explained about the winds. So there is now a Moth-Tender who is in charge of that road as much as, the crossroads on the ground. And the energy of the winds is vibrant and, dare I say, hopeful.
And I will say, in a few breaths, we're all seated at the base of the tree. The musicians having gone from a jaunty tune to a more reflective one, starting and stopping and getting back into sort of jam mode as opposed to sustained playing. The smell of hot chai, old cider, catches on the wind, drifts over to all of you. Well, do moment.
Kovala immediately turns to Suriya. Like, you know how to dance while you walk? I do. And just starts basically doing like a paw shuffle backwards and offers a paw out to Suriya.
Suriya takes it. I think that before this moment happened, she was excitedly telling the group about the things that she'd heard when she first entered the tree as well, so that you all know like what gods whispered to her. But yeah, she like gives an enthusiastic nod and like grabs Kovala's hand, and they dance together down following the smell.
And as soon as and I'm describe something passing by, like as soon as the musicians see, oh, there's people actively dancing, down the footpath back towards like the main road, they just start playing dun, 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 dun. Yeah, it's and they're just let's say what animals are they? I'm gonna say one of them is a red panda for sure. Probably a member of the family. One of them is a field mouse. And then one of them is a mole. Just like a big chunky mole. He's the one playing the drum. Mole playing the drum, and then the mandolin is the red panda, and the sitar is going to be the field mouse. I think that's cute. A little field mouse with a sitar twice his size. And yeah, they're just jamming a little bit, to give you both a little bit more energy as you head down the road.
Kovala's roping in the other two along with this too. It's just like, yes, I must get the dancing one dancing first, and then Suriya will help me make the other two dancing down the road.
We will absolutely do that as well.
And it's funny because Samael had literally been about to be just kind of tugging on Azalea's like sleeve shawl to be like, come on, let's go do that. And then there's two more of them also trying to get Azalea to continue dancing.
I feel like
I think Azalea got a little distracted trying to pick up some of the leaves.
Oh yeah. You scoop up some of the leaves with purpose and intention so that you might make another perfume or tincture later.
And then I get distracted by.
Then you get distracted. You manage to get the leaves. You manage to get the leaves put away before you start doing like Swan Lady Shuffle, like down the street.
Just flaring out. You dress a little bit here and there, just like, oh.
I'm just imagining, like, how like each character in Scooby-Doo has a signature run, like everybody has a signature dance.
Yeah.
So-
The musicians are like, because they didn't notice the initial dancing, right? But now they're just like, oh yeah, let's do this. And it's a wonderful like little transition moment as you make your way back to the main road. I'm gonna smash cut ahead to the entrance of the Daba. You have to go. The caravan is parked and set up around the Daba. So you see all these colorful wagons decorated with cloths. Stag beetles are at rest, drinking out of like a giant trough of one of water and one of nectar. That they're just kind of drinking out of. I imagine it is like a big open air building. It's on pillars, very solid stone slab floor or cement. I know that's a little modern, but hey, they had cement in ancient Rome, so this place can have cement too. Like a solid cement floor that is softened with thick, lush carpets. That way it doesn't hurt people's paws, but it's still like sturdy. There's like really sturdy, like painted stone pillars. They're painted like a reddish color. The roof is, kind of, I want to say that it's like a little like angled with beautiful like clay. Oh God, what do you call them? Clay. Spackles tiling. Sorry, like clay tiles.
like
but they've
mosaic,
been
like a mosaic tiling.
No. Like the kind that are curved that you kind of layer on top of each other. And they're they've been painted. Either they've been painted or they've been like, how like you can get certain clays that are like colors, a deep cobalt blue that really stands out from the red. But it's a little weathered, of course, because rain and sunlight have kind of dulled it a little over the years. But you can definitely tell that the family that runs this Daba have been repainting and maintaining this place for a while. There's a couple of buildings, like wooden buildings that are in the back. One that has smoke coming out of it that you can smell. So there's like an indoor kitchen. But all of the seating is all outdoor. And an open-ended. They have, like I said, garlands of jasmine that are decorating the pillars. You see these calligraphied paper wards that I'm just going to say you all recognize as ghost wards, that are kind of hanging from the edges of the the outer the outside of the building, like up, like they're not, some of them are like really long, but the long ones are near the pillars and they're up above you. And then as you go on the inside, there's more of them, kind of all different colors of paper and designs, kind of evoking the same talismans that you saw at the tree, except these are much bigger and more like purposeful. And occasionally the calligraphy on them moves and changes. Like you'll look away. It doesn't happen in front of you. But like as you're looking and you look back, you'll be like, no, that's not what that read before. Like, all of a sudden it'll go from, spirits of the beyond be gone from this place. And you'll look again, and you'll be like, spirits of the beyond, please respect the boundaries of this place. Like, the calligraphy is changing, right? And there's almost like you can feel that they are not just paper. These are the small gods that you've heard about that inhabit here. Uh,
I'm almost positive that Suriya would have done like that. You know, like how when you're with someone and they when they get excited, they like bap you on the arm repeatedly. You're like,
yeah.
oh God, she would have done that to Samael like 100%. Been like, did you see? Did you see? That changed. That changed. It said this and now it says this.
Some double doors open up from the kitchen building. The other building you're assuming is either storage or where they actually live. And they have their really nice bamboo walls, uh, the same like clay tile roof that kind of matches. There's what looks to be like additional like pop-up tents like around the main dining area that seem to have like extra seating in case there's more people. And there are a smattering of merchants and traveling kith in here that are all sitting around drinking chai, eating food. There's an open air grill that you see like a hefty uh, red panda gentleman, wearing like an apron, like a nice thick kind of spattered apron, and then underneath he has a nice long sleeve tunic and sturdy trousers, but the tunic is like kind of is long sleeve, but it's rolled up, and he's got the big kind of thick arms of a butcher, and it's just grilling kebabs of various different meats and things, but also like kebabs that are like all vegetable. That's all just tomatoes and peppers and like herbs and spices and things, and it's in the back, but you can just smell it. And then I will say that you can also smell the chai and the mulled cider coming from the kitchen, the back kitchen, what you're assuming is the kitchen area. Um, and as I said, 2 doors open up, and then you guys get kind of assaulted with more smells of food and drink coming out, and you see this uh, uh, red panda woman just sort of emerge. She's wearing a long tunic that kind of matches the color of her fur. It's like reddish orange, and she's got a really you know sash belt, and she's got pants on under like pantaloons that are like a dark color that sort of matches the dark striping of red pandas. And she's got her hair like done up like in a bun, like a really tightly controlled bun. And there's like one piece of like there's like a little gold like cuff, like one little piece of elegance amongst big mama energy. And she comes out with a giant platter that has steaming spiced curry kebabs and basmati rice and a cold oh god, what is the salad, like a wet
Cucumber
salad.
tomatoes.
There's like little diced tomatoes, onion, salad, little bits of like tofu are in there. And she comes out and she's like, well, hello. Well, welcome to Jasmine's Respite. It's so good to see you all. Have you come in for some food, some chai?
Hi, please.
Chai? All right, sit wherever you like. Mamacita will be with you in a few moments. And you see her like go over and like start serving some of these platters to other patrons that are in the area. Um, what's the seating like, my friends? What do you imagine this Dava's outdoor seating situation like?
I think it's. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Looks like the corner of a Goodwill. It's just kind of everything, and everyone's got a weird chair to sit in because other
Oh,
caravans come through here, and sometimes you see a nice chair and you maybe want to barter for the chair. It's a
okay.
nice chair.
So there's
Or
like a
maybe,
variety of chairs.
yeah, and it's to be able to make sure that no matter what size of kith comes to sit here, there's always something for somebody. And it's from a range of like ones that you will get stuck in because they're so comfortable that will make you take a nap after good food. And then ones that are a little bit sturdier, like wooden benches, or like all the kids to sit on together with like scratches on them, probably because play fighting happens. But all very well worn, all very well loved. A couple of them probably have like the grandma like chair covering, like tarps that need to be shaken out every couple of days because of the dust.
Right.
But I definitely think that the matriarch and patriarch of the family probably have their own special chairs
Right.
in this
Uh,
whole.
Can I build on that a little bit?
Absolutely. I was about to say, Azalea, what would you like to build on that?
I think that there's a lot of old rugs kind of scattered about too,
Oh yeah, yeah.
like layered on.
I had mentioned they were comfortable rugs. You're saying that they're
Yeah,
kind of old and
yeah,
layered?
they're old and layered. Just people as they come in, they'll leave them possibly.
Hmm?
Um, I think that there's like those little, what are they called? They're like little tables, but um, they're not really high. You,
I know what you're
Oh,
Uh,
talking about. Mhm. The
I
Like
can't
end
little,
remember.
tables?
I
Maybe
think
that's
so. Like
it.
little end tables, little end
yeah.
tables.
or
Yes,
are you
and
talking about the ones that have like cloth over them and have a heater underneath?
I think some have cloth, but they have drinks that people are leaving their drinks and snacks on them, and there's like this
Okay.
array of
Tables.
Oh,
mugs and maybe plates, and just it's a really comfortable place, just like what's being said.
nice. Yeah, what do you got?
I would like to build on that as well. I think at the center of each table, there's a like knitted, like sort of multicolored mandala looking doily. And at the
Okay.
center of it sits a simple, very simple little vase. It's just a simple like vase shape. It's not any particular fancy shape, from which is a fresh bundle of jasmine,
Okay.
and that's on each table, so that you
All
always
right.
have like that nice scent of jasmine, kind of welcoming you as you sit down.
Uh so you're sitting there and Sita comes by with a bunch of like sturdy like paper menus and hands them out to all of you. And he's like, so this is what we have on the menu today for Jasmine's Respite. The menu changes daily. I know. It's stressful. But I change my mind about what I want to cook every day. So take your time, look over the menu. One, two, three, four chais?
Eh,
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes,
You.
All right. You take your time. Mamacita is going to get you some chai. Milk or no milk?
Oh, milk, please.
Okay. All right.
Pie without milk?
Yes, with just hot water.
You
We
want
It's
have a-
okay.
milk, right? You want milk? Is that
Yes,
it?
please.
Okay.
Okay.
We want milk. He wants milk.
Yes. Milk, of course. Okay, so I have a variety of milks. Okay, oat, nut, rice. Don't ask me to make rice milk froth; it will not froth.
Oat milk, please.
Oh,
Oat for
milk. Are you
you.
okay, Sam?
Sam, do you want oat
Who
milk?
would ask those things of you?
It's. There's a lot of questions.
Let me tell you something, young man.
Oh,
Or it doesn't
boy.
say young ferret. Oh no, mongoose.
Young mongoose.
Let me tell you something, young mongoose. I have been making chai since I was this tall, and she like goes like
Little
to
tiny.
her knee since I was this tall. People in Haeth seem to think that if it's milk, it froths, and that is not true.
No. No,
No.
it's not.
No, it's not. It is not. You want froth? Milk from the soy. I try to tell people, they don't listen. Oh, I have rice milk where I come from. Why can't you make it froth with your chai? It is the worst. I'm so sorry. It's just you've
No,
learned a
that's
lesson
fair.
today.
I would also like rice milk, but why would they ask that? It doesn't froth.
For you, my friend, as like they say, they're about to say lion, and like you get this, and they just sort of look at you, and then are like, you know what? I'm not going to presume this lovely person's gender. That's rude. And they just say, and for you, my friend, what kind of
No
milk?
milk.
No
No
milk?
milk.
Okay, all right. Uh, any honey or cinnamon?
Yes.
Both?
Honey and cinnamon, both? Yes. Okay. Does anyone want it dirty? I do have coffee.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm
All
not
right.
allowed to have
Thank
coffee.
you.
No, thank you. Okay, so Kovala, no milk, honey, cinnamon, dirty. The rest of you, honey, cinnamon, milk, Samael. You want rice? Oh, she doesn't say Samael. Did somebody say Samael's name out loud? No.
I don't
She
think
says,
so, no.
for
Azalea
you.
asked Sam if he was okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, and then you want rice. The two of you want oat.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on it. And then she shimmies off with a twinkle in her eye, pulling out a little notepad and scribbling down y'all's orders like as she's making it back to me. Yes.
Suriya puts down her menu and looks at Samael and says, your decision making gives me anxiety, Sam."
I got so distracted by the. Why would someone ask it to froth? It doesn't froth.
I don't know. Maybe people are weird. But
People are weird, but that's a weird question to ask.
Sometimes
anyway.
people don't know, and they just keep going with it.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? They should just do what Kovala does and not get milk. So easy.
You're looking over the menu, and it is pretty awesome. There is kebabs, there is naan bread, there is curry, uh, green, yellow, red are the three different kinds of curry that they're offering. There's jasmine rice, there's basmati rice, there is uh, vegetable kebabs. There's like all kind. There's the mixed a cold green salad. And there's just lots of like everything, and then there's like little chilies. And they have like a little hand, it's paper, so there's like a little printed note on the top that says spiciness by number of chilies. And chilies can be spiciness can be adjusted as per customer request.
Ooh.
But I will say almost everything has 1 chili minimum on it.
What is the maximum number of chilies?
Maximum number of chilies is 5.
What articles have the maximum number of chilies?
Are we both leading spicy? Because once again, right
there is nothing that is like a default 5 chilies.
Okay.
But there are multiple items on the menu that can be accelerated to 5 chilies. I will say the salad does not have any chilies on it. I apologize. There's one thing that does not have a chili, and that is the salad. The salad does not have any chilies on it, and neither does the hummus. But chilies can be added to the hummus.
I feel like Samael ends up with like an array of things where like there's not spicy options in there, but like the main portion of whatever the meal is spicy. And I don't know if it's like, I'm trying to think of what it might be.
The meat skewers can all be made. The kebabs can all be made 5 chilies. The curries can all be made 5 chilies.
I think it's one of the curries that he ends up going with.
One of the curries, yeah.
With
green, yellow, or red. Because those are the 3 being offered.
Going with a red curry, and I think pairing like, I don't know. Chicken isn't an option because chickens are people in this world, but
no. White insect meat or red insect meat?
White insect meat.
Gotcha.
Is there a kind of cheese in this world?
Or
like
seafood.
Oh.
Or seafood. There is a river. I'm just gonna, as the guide, I'm just gonna hand wave. There's a lake or river nearby where they can get freshwater shrimp for like crawdads and stuff, and they can also get fish. So there are seafood options if you want something that will not.
In that case, then it's red meat with the seafood, like with the freshwater shrimp option, some nice crawdads, and probably if they've got either a cheese or a yogurt type thing, like gosh,
Paneer.
I want to call you Suriya.
Oh, Suriya. You can call me Suriya. That's my character name.
Yes, but that's not your name.
All right, hold on a second. I think Diamond is refreshing.
Okay. And of course, naan to scoop.
Yes,
things
I was going to ask
eat.
if they also have naan bread.
They do have naan. They do have a naan flatbread. We'll say that they have like a yogurt type. Oh, they have like a coconut milk cream, like yogurt cream that you can have. We have to be careful because like milk is
complicated, but also we have options.
Clearly made from oat milk.
Clearly made from oat milk. Well, I say coconut because that's also what your curries are made out of. So there's like a coconut cream.
What's the sauce I'm thinking
dessert.
of? There's a mint sauce that you normally serve with spicy food.
I can't think of it, but I know the one you're talking about.
What you're talking about, yeah. Oh, wait, here we go. Yes, Kovala has returned to us.
Yay!
We are so happy to see you.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
Sorry,
that was so loud.
What happened?
There we go.
Kovala's gone again.
Oh wait, Kovala's back. Oh no.
Kovala's back. Kovala's
gone. We're back. Kovala's back. Are we okay, Kovala? Pet goblins attacking us again.
Raita. Sorry, I was really focused on the sauce. Well, I mean, might as well look it up while we
is the sauce.
Fix we fix the situation.
Yeah. Well, everyone So what we're going to do is while we're dealing with Kovala's technical issues, they're going to eat and we're going to go on break. We'll be back 10 minutes for a delicious piping hot meal and some chai. And we're back. And so everyone has brought delicious steamed chai drinks made exactly to order. All right, my lovelies, what would we like to eat? And she pulls out a pad and a pencil after she sets down all of your.
Suriya closes her menu and puts it down super dramatically and says, I would like a curry. The yellow one, and I would like it to be 2 chilies. And she holds up 2 little paw things in her like 3 paw hand or whatever.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, 2
And,
chilies.
Is very
want-
proud of this decision.
I want a curry,
Mm-hmm,
2 chilies,
mm-hmm.
yellow.
Okay. They turn and they look at Samael, and for you.
It's cinnamon twist.
Cinnamon twist.
And cinnamon twists.
Yo.
Just like
Red curry, please. Chili spicy. And some naan bread and a bit of hummus, not spicy. And paneer, please.
Ooh. And she, like, Suriya raises her hand. Now her decision's been adjusted. Can I also get paneer instead of meat? And also, can I get a naan, but like with garlic, please?
right.
Thank you.
Oh,
All right.
in
I'll
the
take
curry,
that too.
please, some seafood, please.
You want seafood? Okay. And she's just like, like she deals with this
Sorry.
all the time. Like she's just like looking at you, and her paw is moving around, and she's like, and for you, fair Moth-Tender?
I will take the kebabs.
Mm-hmm.
3 spicy
Mm-hmm.
with garlic naan bread, paneer. Can I curry sauce on the side?
Yes. Green, red, or yellow?
Green.
Green. Spicy?
3.
Okay, everyone, please enjoy your chai.
I feel
And
like in the background, sorry, like anytime Suriya started like trying to pipe in, like, oh, maybe I've just kind of bopped gently with menu because stop, shush.
She just keeps looking at the menu and it's like, oh, but maybe this also. Oh, okay.
This little paw.
she bounces off to go fulfill your order. And Samael, you hear a voice call from behind you. I think I would recognize that mask anywhere. How are you, my friend? And you turn around and you see standing there, you see a gentleman, a tiger, wearing a blue head sash, a blue kind of long sleeved tunic with a silver sash around his waist, and some comfortable black like tie fishing pants. His paws are free. There's some leg wraps around the paws, just to kind of keep the dirt off his toe beans. But for the most part, it's paws out, and he's got a beautiful, like, curved scimitar with a jewel encrusted handle at his side, and like a really cool, like, gold hoop earrings. And he's an orange tiger, an orange striped tiger, Bengal tiger. But as opposed to like dark brown eyes, he has like deep, intense blue eyes, like almost crystal blue eyes. And next to him is a beautiful, tall, and he's like, we say he was like 6'2", 6'3". He's tall.
I don't remember, but he's tall.
Yeah, he's like 6'3", and then next to him, a little, only slightly shorter, about 6'2", is a beautiful owl, wearing a bright red caftan with green, like vibrant viridian, like stitching on the sides, and they're big wide eyes. They're like I think we said. I don't think we ever mentioned what kind of owl Kafra is. Kafra's like a gray barn owl, is what I'm imagining.
Okay.
And they have like big, like fluffy, like hair, and very kind of captivating eyes. And their pronouns are they them, or so they're sort of like androgynous, like in the middle, kind of floating in the middle between masculine and feminine, leaning a little more towards the feminine a bit. And they are just they've got some lovely amber jewelry around their neck that you recognize as Sharon pieces from the famous jeweler from the that you met a couple months back. Had your little rendezvous with.
I'm
And
so overwhelmed right now. There's a little bit of
yes.
sigh dribbling down her mouth because it's open, and she's like leaning towards Azalea. She's like, they're so pretty. How does Samael know these pretty people?
Sheer walks over, and Kafra just sort of elegantly comes, joins from behind. Greetings. I'm sorry, that was very rude of me. My name is Sheer. This is my employer, and merchant peddler Kafra. Hello. Pleasure to see you all. Samael, what are you doing here at Jasmine's Respite?
Traveling with my friends, and my cousin. This is my cousin Suriya, and this is Azalea, and she's great. And this is Kovala, who is also great. And Kovala's a Moth-Tender, which is so cool.
A pleasure to meet you all. Some would call me Sheer the Vagabond. I would prefer Caravan Guard. And there's a twinkle in Sheer's eye.
And disposer of awful swords.
goodness, that bracelet, Kafra says, looking at the bracelet that you're wearing, Azalea. It's so beautiful.
Dog away.
Thank you. A book gave it to me.
A book? Well, what a kind book.
Yes, I agree. I had to leave it at school or I would show you, but
Of course. My goodness, I recognize your clothing. I'm originally from Indra.
Oh, that's where I'm from. Yes.
Oh, wonderful! It's so good to see a familiar face. I mean, it's common here at Jasmine's Respite. There's so many of us traveling from Indra to Haeth for trade and
Oh,
whatnot.
so it's clear she like doesn't know what to say because she's so flustered. Like this is actually the first time Suriya's really been flustered because she's usually so extroverted and outgoing, and she's like, it's a lot. It's Indra. Indra's really nice. The food is good.
Um, uh, I'm so sorry. I'm not making you nervous, Emma.
Yeah,
Cheer
no.
says, and his tail just kind of flicks a little bit.
You like sheer?
I think if Suriya could pass out, she probably would in this moment when Sam like calls her out like that. She's like, no, she looks at Sam and says, "You be quiet."
No.
And she looks down at her chai. She's like, "This chai's really great. You should try some." Slurp. She literally like drinks it to stop talking.
Well, don't let us interrupt your what I am assuming is going to be a fantastic meal. We're picking up a to-go order, but if you're in need of a warm fire and a safe place to sleep tonight, Samael, you and your friends are more than welcome to come and accept the hospitality of our caravan. Kafra says, yes, of course, your friend.
Is Chizazi traveling with you? Or did she go her own way?
No, Chizasi is not traveling with us. Is Baloo traveling with you?
He stayed with his wife and with Louise.
Oh, at the Chrysalis Temple.
Yes.
Had hoped perhaps by now Blue would have taken onto the road again and we would see one another. And Kafra gets this look of a little bit of sadness, like the kind of sadness that you have all seen on the faces of someone that, like just misses their friend. Well, I hope you all will join us at the caravan tonight. We'll have plenty of extra space, bedrolls if you need them, and if you like, perhaps we can indulge in a little bit of trade. And there's like a gleam in Kafra's eyes at the mention of trade.
I think we have something, or I have something you might like.
Delightful. Bring it to the fire after dinner.
There's a moment where Suriya really thought like Sam was gonna say no to this, and the look that she is giving Sam before he finishes this sentence is memorable, to say the least.
And as soon as the two of Kafra and Sheer aren't looking at him, he shoots this type face, like, yeah, I did it on purpose.
So another red panda woman emerges from the side building holding like a cloth wrapped like to go satchel and says, order number 5432 to go for the caravan. Oh, that's us. And Kafra is like, a pleasure to meet you all. I'm forward to seeing you all later. And makes her way over. And Sheer's like, I will see you all later.
Suriya's like,
Especially you. He says to Suriya.
Suriya's like, oh, Like,
Heads
she,
off.
I want to have Kovala hand Shahir a piece of paper and just say, tell your employer to write to whoever made them make that look. And I'll deliver it.
Oh.
Alu
Okay.
likes letters.
I think a letter is needed. It will be all right for us to enlist your aid this evening once it's written.
I'm enlisting. That's what I do. You need something delivered. I can get it there safe.
I actually do have a couple of letters from my niece that I would appreciate you delivering. I'll get them to you tonight when we meet up again. And he heads off. Samael, when Sheer mentions Louise, how does that make you feel?
A little sad, actually, because I do miss the little stinker. She was fun. She was very sweet when she wasn't, scaring me or pulling my tail or anything like that.
And they head off. And with perfect timing, it was almost as if time flies when you're having fun. And boom, the food is in front of you. The sounds and smells are absolutely incredible. And the spice, woo! Oh, if you love spicy, you're loving this meal. Just delicious, flavorful, hot. However, so many of you ordered things with chili. A complimentary bowl of steamed basmati rice is just conk left on the table. Like, she takes the little vase with the jasmines out and replaces it with a massive bowl of rice and a giant, scoop spoon, and then places like matching little wooden bowls that you can, put in, and a big, huge pitcher of water with chunks of ice inside of it, and a pitcher of sangria with chunks of ice inside of it. And she says, I know you didn't order these, but...
That's very nice.
And it's perfect. It is just... Describe to me how good this meal is. Like, how does it hit the notes? Like, or better yet, how do your characters respond in conversation with each other about how wonderful this meal is?
Samael keeps trying to share, like, he's been tearing off bits of naan and using it to scoop out rice and then put some, like, curry and things on it, and keeps trying to convince the rest of you to try this curry, even though it's way spicier than any of you probably want it to be.
I think
Kovala will do it in a heartbeat.
I think that might be worth a token, because I think that's something else to eat or drink.
Azalea will try it.
Yes, take a token for want something else to eat or drink. Azalea, what are you doing?
I'm going to try it, and I've been like really enjoying my meal so far. Like, I like the level of spice. I get some rice. I'm just having kind of a nice meal. I'm pretty quiet, and then when I try this new thing, you can see. I don't know how her cheeks turn red, but they do.
Just like red through the black feathers. Just
Yes.
Yeah.
One of those moments where she wishes she had one of these to be like, oh, because it's so hot.
Yes, and
What
she's like,
she could have one of those. You want to pull out your fan and just
yes,
be
I
like,
will. I'll pull out my fan, and it's not helping, so I want to like pour a drink of water, and I'm trying not to like cause a scene.
it, in classic fashion, Suriya looks at Sam, takes the bite in like a bit of naan, eats it, and then says, "I dare you to put another chili on it."
Give me another chili.
I'm assuming there's chilies on the table, right? Because
Yeah,
this hand of a chili, like, I dare you, let's go.
And instead of putting it on the thing, he's just going to bite this chili.
That's not what I meant.
And then put some of it on the rest of his food.
All of y'all, just Azalea, Suriya, and Kovala, please take a token for taking a walk on the wild side with this hotter than a hot curry. And then for the chili, definitely take another token. Like, ooh.
There are mild regrets on his front, but they're mild. They're only mild.
They're
You know
only
what I'm going to
mild.
do? I want to ruffle around in my bag, and I'm going to say that I have some like little bit of like a magic kind of milk thing to help with the spiciness.
Yes, just like,
And I'm not discreet about this at all because I'm just losing
She's like,
it.
no.
But then once I like finally get some relief, I just pretend like nothing happened.
right, just like, I think you just go back to eating like the regular spicy food. The meal is incredible. By the time you all get to the end of it, you're all so full. But Mamacita comes back and she's like, okay, I know you've eaten a lot, but want something else to drink or eat? Look, I have some mango sorbet. Not gonna last long. It's in the cold fridge. Would you like to try it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, please.
All right. She comes back, lickety split, right? She just like bolts. There's a sense of urgency that Mamacita hasn't had like all time. Everything, she's been very deliberate. She's been very like, assertive, but she hasn't run. And this old red panda bolts into the side, comes back, with another one of those big trays, with little metal bowls, like cold metal bowls filled with just a mound of scoops that are a brilliant, brilliant orangey yellow with slices of fresh mango on the side, and serves them all to you and gives you like little spoons. Oh, hey.
Hi.
And it's just the freshest, coldest, wonderful mango treat. And it's already kind of starting to melt on the edges, even though it's cool outside and the sun is starting to set. And then she's like, "You have to pardon me. I don't want it to melt, so that's why I was running like a chicken with her head cut off." Actually, she doesn't say that. She says like a cricket with her head cut off.
I was going to say, I was like, but chickens are people. And not
Chickens are people. She says that's why I was running like a cricket with its head cut off.
This is a lot.
Well, enjoy. Thank you so much. And Wanderhome's not really big on like money, but there's a little, there's like a little exchange of like barter or whatnot, or whatever is needed.
Or maybe we offer to sweep up, or things like that.
Yeah, no,
It's that give
absolutely.
and
You know,
take.
to kind of, it's like a give and take. And there's a beautiful sunset in the distance as the sun dips over the jasmine fields. You can see the tree silhouetted. And it's at this point you realize, oh, this is why it's open air. As you get a wonderful view of the sunset in the distance. So what do you all do? You
think,
head over to the caravan?
I'm gonna offer to Mamacita if she needs anything delivered, packages, letters, such and such.
She'll give you a little pack of exactly 13 letters.
Mhm.
About 6 or 7 of them are to the same relative destination. 3 of
Mhm.
them are also to the same destination. Hold on, that's no. We're gonna say 7 are for are in one settlement, town, city. 7, 8, 10. 3 of them are in another place, and then 3 of them are in another place.
Mhm.
And you realize that all and he hands them to you, and she's just like, "Thank you so much. I'm hoping that all of my children will come back for Candlemas. Uh, so this is letters to them. If you can get it to them before chill, I would really appreciate it. That way they have plenty of time to make."
Kovala had shared mango sorbet with the moths. So Kovala is gonna wake up some of the moths and just be like, "Come on, come on."
The moths all kind of come out uh, and
He's
are
just
like
gonna
at
start.
attention or at ready.
Yeah, is just gonna start divvying up. It's just like holds up letter, make sure it's the right destination. Holds it another, and then it just starts like basically showing the moths. It's like you're gonna go this one, you're gonna do this one, you're gonna do this one. All right, you're gonna do this one, you're gonna do this one, you're gonna do this one. All right. And I'm going
Postmaster at
to
work.
yes, exactly. And then I am going to spend a token to keep someone safe from the difficulties of the world, the difficulty being her not getting to see her children for Candlemas. By basically ensuring that Kovala has picked the quickest moths who have the quickest delivery times to make sure these letters get where they need to be. Because
And
Kovala had an amazing meal.
and the moths travel all over Haeth. I'd like to sit in that moment. All of these moths stopping to all these different towns and cities and settlements, to all of these different young adult red pandas that have gone off and made their way in the world with their own families and their own children, and each getting the letter just in the right amount of time. And we see them packing up to make the journey, all excited. We're gonna go see Grandma! Yay, Grandma! And the timing of it is so perfect, Kovala, that this year Mamacita will have the first Candlemas with all 13 of her children since they were little.
Then I'm gonna use the I think it's describe the energy of the roads in
Mhm.
that on the roads, mainly the wind roads, coming from that tree is how the moths were able to make it there because her intention was full of love for her family. And that they will have a nice journey coming back to see grandma or come back to see their mother, coming back to see the matriarch of the family whenever they pass that tree, they'll have a nice little like breeze that is not too cold, but it's just enough to just nudge them along a little quicker so they can make sure they're not late.
Yes. All of you, I'm kind of gonna do a little, if it's group is okay with it, kind of jump forward a little bit in time. The sun has dipped below the horizon. The sky is now full of stars. There is a crackling fire as an encampment created by all of the caravans, the wagons, the colored Vardo style wagons are all surrounding, in a circle next to the road. Just not less than a minute walk from the crossroads where the Java is. And there are bedrolls and tents out. Some people are sleeping in the wagons, of course. And you've all been offered space to stay where you like, to set up your tents and your bedrolls, and are offered the security of this incredibly friendly caravan filled with merchants and traders and entertainers and travelers like yourself. And you're sharing the fire with Kafra and Sheer. Kafra has a brightly colored, multicolored blanket. It's like a patchwork blanket with like reds and purples and blues and yellows, and has tons of her wares. Beautiful glass blown trinkets, amber jewelry, incense holders, like bottled perfumes, and she's just sort of set up like a mini version of her stall. And there's like chairs, like kind of low sitting chairs and pillows for all of you to kind of, sit on by the fire and enjoy the warmth of the fire as the cold breeze of fire top, kind of goes through camp. Everyone is kind of sharing, a dinner that was kind of cooked, in bulk for the caravan, but they added some of their food to it as well. And Sheer is, on night watch anyway, so is up to hang out and entertain. And his sword's not on his hip. His sword is kind of hanging off of his chair now. And he's sitting there near you all, and you're all sort of sharing this last moment together. So before you all go down for the night, what would each of you like to do while enjoying the hospitality of the
I think that as much as Suriya might be like fascinated by Sheer and might have like fluffed herself up and checked her jewelry and made Azalea check her teeth to make sure there was nothing in them when they saw Sheer, she actually has something for Sam. So, and she walks over, or I assume they sat next to each other or near each other when they all sat down to the fire.
Yeah.
And she says, I got something for you, Sam, while we were at the four seat collegium thing. What was it called?
Four Quarters Collegium?
Four Quarters Collegium. The Four Quarters Collegium.
Fancy school.
Yeah. They helped me save it special for you.
Oh,
She pulls out a like very neatly like wrapped cloth bundle and holds it out to you. I thought you might like them, and they were nice enough to wrap it up and preserve it for when you were ready to eat it.
oh. He's gonna kind of peek into it. What is it?
So when you
Uh.
open it up, there's a flash of light, and you sort of hear like the sound of like when you undo something that's been hermetically sealed.
Oh,
And when you open it up, it was fudge, right? It was
Like
like
a
whole-
honey cake fudge thing, I think.
Oh
Something
yeah, it was
kinda
like a
cute.
little, like a
Mhm.
caramely
I
honey
thought
cake
it
fudge.
was. I thought it
Wait,
was
what
like
was
a
it?
couple of the desserts.
Was it
It
a
was
couple of the
the
desserts?
Yeah.
because there was
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the fudge, and there was the cookies,
Mhm.
Oh
and
right, it was
um,
fudge, cookies, and
it was
there was
something
a
else.
honey.
I
Yeah,
just
but
remember the cookies.
it is just I remember. It's funny. You remember the cookies. I remember the fudge. So there's fudge and cookies in there, and it is just like little honey cake cookies and like
I remember it was
uh
bee themed. Like it all had to do with honey.
oh
So
yes, that's what
yes.
it was. It was like honey sweetened fudge and honey cakes. Um and you know that these are traditionally the kind of sweets that you eat on Reflections Day. Um and so this is like special holiday treat, and it smells fresh. Like it doesn't smell like Reflections Day was like a month ago, which means these things should be even in this kind of tin should be a
Yeah.
little
Really moldy.
dry. They're not. They're not. It's like they just like were set out for the Reflections Day feast.
So I would like to spend a token, and I don't know if necessarily Suriya is experiencing any pain at the moment, but if she is, I would like to use a token to ease that, because Samael just kind of, oh, that's so nice. He gives you a big hug.
Funny that you say that, because as happy as Suriya is, there is a little bit of pain and longing underneath the surface, and that like the hug is surprising because it's not something that happens often, at least not between them. But she holds on for a little bit, and takes that time to like appreciate that moment of gratitude, and it makes her very happy.
Samael, I would also like to spend a token after, at some point, because I would like to give something that has the chance to change someone fundamentally, but also let them connect with me on a personal level. So I'll spend the tokens to do that
All
to
right,
Sheer and Suriya. Sorry,
let's
Sheer and Kafra.
let's pivot to you. So you hug, and like you, Suriya, you have this wonderful moment where like, oh, I feel sad. Oh, and you get this hug, and it just sort of that sadness just for a moment. Maybe it'll be back in the morning. Maybe it'll be back tomorrow. Maybe it'll be back next week. But in this moment, you don't feel any pain. Just feel happy. You know, it might be temporary. It's wonderful to sit in the moment, getting this warm hug from your cousin. And then shift to you, Samael. After you have this moment with Suriya, what happens next before you bed down for the night?
I'm going to share all my reflection-based treats with Kafra and Sheer, and well, the rest of you if you'd like them, but you all already had some.
Kovala did not.
Oh,
What about-
then for sure with Kovala, if Kovala did not get the chance to have some, because it's like, no, everyone should have these treats because they're for sharing, because it's Reflection Day.
Kafra, so you're spending a token for
To
to give
deepen
someone
bond
a
and
deepen bond, yeah,
to
change someone fundamentally.
fundamentally. I don't know necessarily that it would change Sheer fundamentally, but this guy needs good things in his life because he's made choices and
Sheer,
isn't always taking the best.
right? Sheer eats a couple. Kafra eats a couple. Kafra's like, Samael, this is so kind. Thank you. This is a gift that Suriya got for you, and you're sharing it with us.
You helped
Deeply
out my friend
appreciate it.
a lot. So that makes us friends. So I wanted to share.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You and all of you are welcome in my shop anytime, and I'm going to have to get this recipe because I think I want to. And then she has ooh, another. They have another bite of the fudge. Sheer has one of the cookies, and he's like, honey. Ah, delicious. You know, you have a good heart, kid. I deeply, deeply. I go through my life. I don't know. No one seems to trust me. I don't know if it's the sardonic tone in my voice. I don't know if it's because of my past.
Just remember, you got a good heart too. Just pokes him in the chest.
Ah!
As long as I find myself sharing the road, people like you, I don't think I'm ever going to forget.
Then he's going to turtle up in his scarf because it's like, okay, I have been social enough for the day. I think I am done.
Azalea, what would you like to do before settling in for the night while you're here enjoying the hospitality of the caravan?
I think that I'm just I'm working on some kind of like a little project. I'm knotting some strings together, but I'm also listening to everything and just watching it. And just it's a nice moment. Um, the what I'm working on a gift for one of the party members because I'm trying to make sure I give at least everybody something at some point.
Would you like a little more time, and then I could move to Kovala, and then we'll loop back to you with your character in the background making the gift?
Yes.
Okay, let's do that. Kovala, uh, Sheer hands you a couple of letters to
Mhm.
um, care of Louise at the Chrysalis Temple, which you know where that is. It's a beautiful shrine where the gods are revered, and they have it's a place where there's lots of bugs, and you can learn husbandry, the sacred art of husbandry there. How to take care of uh, bugs and insects, and how to like form a relationship with them. And it's just overall a very like, I don't know, it's sort of like the cross between like the county fair and like a spiritual retreat.
Mhm.
Kind of fused into one place. If this were a different game, it would be like the temple of an animal goddess, essentially. Or of animal deities, essentially.
Mhm.
And he hands you these letters, and he's like, "These are for my niece. Um, get them to you when you can. She understands that I'm a tiger of the road, but she likes hearing about my adventures. So
You're a good uncle.
yes, I am
Very
uncle
good.
by choice."
Even better. Then you're a great uncle. And then Kovala's gonna chuff, which is a noise that both lions and tigers share in the animal kingdom. Because big cats will chuff at each other because they
Yeah.
don't meow; they just chuff. Uh, and Kovala's tail like just flicks, and it's just a happy little flick to see another big cat wandering, who's found community.
I have a very, very big heart, and you and your friend Suriya are both incredibly beautiful.
I think you should hold on to that notion. Let me finish what I need to finish. Then the three of us should watch the night sky and the clouds together. After you're done with your night's watch.
I'll make
And
sure
you
that
can be
everyone.
in the middle.
I think that would be. I think that would be great.
Suriya
Thank-
sneezes somewhere in the distance.
Thank you so much for being willing to deliver. I know it's your job, but Louise means a lot to me, and you'll understand once you meet her why. Is there anything I can do for you? I mean, other than watching the stars.
Oh. And Kovala breaks off a piece of the treats that Samael had given them, and ruffles their mane again, basically finding the moth that is the insomniac moth. Well, I haven't decided what to name them yet. And gives them that treat and like brings them down and says, "Go share this with Teddy and leave a little bit inside of the nook in the tree for the one that lives there. I'll
On
with you."
it.
And I'm leaving an offering to the
Small Unforgotten Gods.
It's at
Yes.
the clock.
to gain a token. Because let's see. Kovala is going to stand up, dust themselves off, ruffle around in their little duffel that they have, and pull out a little notebook, rifle through it, find a page that's a little bit loose, pull it out, put the notebook back, and then they're going to walk past him, and they're going to go straight to the owl lady person.
Mhm. Person, yeah.
I'm going to spend the token to provide a solution for an aspect of a material or an immediate problem. This is going to be Kovala's foster mother's recipe for those desserts.
Yay!
Yes.
So I'm going to spend one token for that.
Thank you.
I am then going to spend another token to give something that has the potential to change someone fundamentally. And it is while Kovala is looking over the glassware that she makes, or that they make, Kovala is going to pull out an extra vial of ink. I would like to trade this, but I need your assistance with something. I would like a piece of glassware that matches this handwriting and pulls out the love letter. And I want this to be a moment that this merchant can now specialize in basically glassware and desserts that are embodied with connection and intention.
I have just the thing. And she reaches over and pulls out a little, like a glass pendant
Mhm.
that, what does it look like, Kovala? Because this pendant is just right for the handwriting.
It's a remember the baubles that when put together you see
Yep.
daylight and sunset
Mhm.
from the first episode?
Yeah.
The pendant is the midday piece of that. It is the middle of the day when everything is calm, and that is what the colors immediately remind Kovala of. And it is just a little bit of a like circular pendant with a little bit of like flecks of glass that went awry, but it looks intentional, kind of like a cloud shape in a way. And it's just
Contra,
simple.
They hand that to you
Mhm.
and gratefully accept the ink bottle.
That ink is durable. That ink will write on anything you want it to write. You might even be able to write on glass with it if you have the right utensils. But, if you're into that kind of thing. And Kovala will wink. And then Kovala will go back to Sahir. And Sheer, yes.
Yeah.
We'll go back to him. And I'm going to spend my last token to allow someone to connect with you on a personal level. But it is with Suriya. And bringing him back with us. And explaining that he's been invited to lay and watch the night sky with us whenever his shift is over.
Suriya
Then,
blushes.
but the way that this is going to work is that while they're having kind of their little night sky conversation, Kovala will mention the love letter and how like there is someone out there that they love or they think they love, and they've been exchanging gifts and letters with, and it's part of why they love their job so much. And this is not something that is well known.
Yeah, I think Sheer is going to be fascinated and supportive and be like, tell us about them. What is it like? How long have you been together? And the three of you will just talk about what love is and what it means to you, and give Kovala, at least Sheer will. I can't speak for Suriya. Sheer will give Kovala space to talk about them without any disappointment.
Yeah. No,
If
Kovala
anything,
is
with
like
excitement.
Yeah, Kovala is full on lion puddled on this tiger. It is a cat puddle plus mongoose.
With the mongoose on top. With the mongoose on top.
Yes.
I think that throughout this conversation, Suriya says to Kovala that she has a special delivery for Kovala. She pulls out from her pocket one of the bracelets that she traded for from Sharon. This one's like a deep blue, almost the same color of the night sky that they looked at the first time that they sat up and talked about moths together. And she holds it out to Kovala. It's a friendship bracelet.
Immediately puts it on, just staring at it.
So we can always remember that we're friends, even if we end up parting ways.
I mean, it doesn't have to happen. We can just stay together forever.
Yeah, but just in case.
I have to deliver all over Haeth, so,
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Look. And Sheer points, and a shooting star races across the sky. Azalea, send us home. What's the last thing you do before you head to sleep and retreat into the land of dreams?
I think that I fall asleep after everyone else because I've been just off to myself working on something. And what I was doing was I was making like little journals for people. And I made one the one I made for Kovala is actually, I embroidered the sky on it. And the stars, there was a shooting star, I'm going to say I put that on it too. And there's a little note that just explains that the night sky is a calendar of sorts. The history is written in the stars as well as our experiences, and this is for you to remember tonight. And I also did put some magic in it. It's knitting and embroidering and tying knots in bright thread and intricate patterns to attract friendship, opportunity, and little turns of good fortune. So I kind of set those beside everybody's pillows. I think Suriya's is embroidered with, I don't know what flower would signify friendship, but it's embroidered with that flower. I couldn't figure it out.
A friendship bloom.
Yes. And with Samael, I think it is probably the tree. Just because it was a lot of fun. And she just leaves those with little notes just saying how much she's appreciated. Um, and yeah, there's yellow roses on that friendship notebook and different shades of blooming. And just little notes of how she's appreciated the journey so far. And even if we don't meet again, that it will forever be in her heart. And after she leaves those by everyone, she takes her rest for the day.
Lay down, your head hitting the pillow. Close your eyes. And you dream. Dream of dancing with a lightning dancer. You feel in your heart. Again. Camera pans back. Falling star crashes the earth. And even though Azalea doesn't know, he's returned. Again, dance. Beautiful black swan friend. That is where we end. Thank you so much for joining us. Apologies to my amazing producer and dramaturg for running late. It was not intentional. We just got lost in the feelings. My name is Okami. I have been your guide, and we're just going to do a little quick farewell. Everyone, please say your name, where we can find you, and then popcorn it off to another player. We'll start with we're gonna start with Azalea.
Hi, I'm Janie. I played Azalea this afternoon, and you can find me at JaniePot7575 on social media, and on Thursday on Singularity Roleplay, where I'm running a Monster of the Week game called Spring.
Okay. Next up, Kovala.
Yeah, I'm Madness Diamond, but since we're friends now, you can call me Diamond. I use they, she pronouns, and I've been Kovala, who any all pronouns and is the Moth Tamer, with a vulnerable heart and lots of love to give and lots of love to deliver. Moths. But you can find me everywhere at Madness Diamond on all socials. My beacons is beacons.ai/Madness Diamond, where you can see my eventually fully updated actual play schedule. And if you will be at PAX East, you will see me at PAX East with Gehenna Gaming. I believe it's booth TT58, I think. And then also I will be on a panel called Who's the Boss, where we rank bosses from video games to decide who will reign supreme as the big evil guy and or girl. I think there's girls on that list. I don't know. And that will be on Friday. It'll be on Friday at 4:30 in the Bumblebee Theater. So, the lovely cast that was put together for that. But yeah, that's where you can find me. I'm a popcorn over to Forta.
I'm Forta. You can find me places. I have a card now. It's LexArts with 2 X's. So that's Linktree wonderfulness of, where you can find me. Tonight I played Samael, the Mongoose Exile / dancer, who was really out of his comfort zone this episode, but in a good way. So, yeah.
Yay.
I'm going to popcorn right over to Vixie.
Oh, gosh. Me, again, unexpectedly. Anyway, hi everybody. My name is Vixie Belle. I've been your friendly neighborhood player here at House of Dreams. Thank you for having me. I played Suriya, pronouns she, her, a golden mongoose dancer who is a cousin to Samael, Forta's character. And I had a lot of fun playing her this episode. Her curiosity gets her into places she probably shouldn't be. But anyway, you can find me everywhere on the internet under Vixie Belle Cosplay, or over at the Pocket Dragon Pub, which is another Twitch actual play channel where we play lots of games. And coming up, you will find me at GameCon Canada. I'm going all the way to Canada, and I will be running games with Logomancy Media and Monty Cook Games. I will be running an adventure that I'm working on with Monty Cook for It's Only Magic, because recently I ran It's Only Magic but set it in Miami. So yeah, I'm doing that. I will also be doing Gen Con, so you'll see me there with multiple panels and multiple games. I believe those all just opened up, so you can find that under the Pocket Dragon Pub. And you'll see me again at PAX Unplugged, where I run a diversity event. So feel free to keep your eyes peeled for that. My actual play schedule is online. I have to remember a lot of things, so I just put everything on paper so people can find it. So it's easier on me when I have to do things like this. Thanks. And I'm going to popcorn it right back over to you, Hector.
All right. I have been Hector, aka Okami, at kheokami.hio on Blue Sky. Please follow me. I have lots of things going on. We're going to be taking a break next week for Mother's Day, and then we will be back for the finale of A Season of Oath, Chapter 3. Please join us Sunday after next. Until then, the road goes ever on. Farewell.